Fraser Britt here, and we're back with some more MRC action. This time it's race 2 of round 5 of the GTTCC. This is the Elite Division, season 22, and this time we're at Catalonia, reverse grid from the race 1. So let's quickly go through the grid and get the action underway. So Scott lines up in first after his malfunction in race 1. Surfer there in second. These two are both in the Citroen. Flash JMS lines up in third in the Honda. Busby Boy in fourth in the Genesis. Then we got Sharksky in 5 in the Citroen. Gary in 6th with the Genesis. Then we have 7th in Benji in the Mazda. Then we have Big Kev in 8th in the Citroen. Dimpy in 9th in the Honda. Then we have James in the Citroen in 10th. Scotty Boy in 11th in another Citroen, and another Citroen to round out the grid. 12th, Bogger won the last race. So let's get this action underway. See if we can make it all cleanly down to turn 1. Lights out and away we go then. We'll see Scott and Surfer get away cleanly, but that's the Genesis of Busby Boy in third. Trying to split the two guys up in front. Doesn't quite do it, falls behind Scott there as we head down to turn 1. Scott leads the way. A little bit wide for Busby Boy, a little bit of a touch between him and Surfer, but all is well. As we head now through the second turn, it's open season for these guys behind. Oh, a little bit wide for someone there. I think that was Benji in at the Mazda there. In the Atenza. Coming through now to the left-hander. Down the hill we go. There's Surfer in second. Shortsky's in third. Gary's up into fourth, followed by Busby Boy in fifth. Then we have James behind these two in the Citroen in sixth. Big Kev behind them in seventh with Bogger alongside him. On his inside now is Bogger going to get the overtake here as we head now up the hill to the kink. The right kink before we head down to the hairpin. You see Big Kev there's on the inside. Lovely stuff from these guys. Scotty Boy there is there as well, wanting to take a position from these boys. He's on the inside. Does he make that pass cleanly? A little bit of contact between him and Bogger, but he gets the move done. Up into 7th he goes. Bogger's there now, down to 9th. Dimpy there in 8th position in the Honda. Can he keep these guys? He gets a little bit on the gravel there. A little bit banging doors between these guys as we come through. We've not got any chicane this time. It's the two fast corners through the last section there. As we head now down the straight, so Bogger's in 8th. Dimpy's down to 9th. 10 is a Big Kev. Fast JMS there in 11th. And Benji's at the back in 12th. Back up to the front then. And we'll keep an eye on these as we come through turn 1 first. Let's see if there's any position changes. Big Kev gets a nice little inside to overtake there. Covers it nicely. Fast JMS looking in the other Honda. But there's Benji right behind these two. They fall in line. Another striking livery from Dimpy there. Gone for a nice Honda livery now. Auto Trader Daily Telegraph sponsors on there as well. Also got the main sponsor of RSPCA and Mobile One there as well. Very nice stuff from him. And Flash JMS right behind him, racing for We Are Driven and Nike. You will see messages as well for Les to keep fighting and get checked for prostate cancer. And there's Benji in 12th position, right behind these guys. So back up to the front then. Scott leading the way in first position. There's Surfer in second, just coming through the hairpin and the S's after. You see Gary and Sharksky behind him. There's James up into 5th now. Great few laps for him. There's Busby Boy in 6th. coming through the last corner. There's Bug on the Indian side. He's got a second penalty, so he's going to lose all his positions when we get to the penalty zone, which is just after the right kink on the back straight of the track. And so he's up a few positions, but we're heading down to turn 1. There's Kev on the outside. Going to go side by side through the first couple of corners. A little bit of a side touch as they go through this corner. Very, very close racing here, as the sun is setting over the F1 track of Catalonia. Now coming down towards the left-hand hairpin, downhill. Got to be careful of the gravel on the exit there. You see Big Kev still behind Scotty Boy in 7th. And now we'll go through these corners up the hill. And then go through the right kink. Scotty Boy is there on the outside. He's going to serve his penalty down here. That's going to release Kev and Boggart. There we go, straight through him. And there's Boggart. Does he think about a lunge here? He does. He gets there. Oh, a little bit of a touch there between the two. But both of them still on track. Busby Boy goes through as well, up into 8th. Scotty Boy now down to 9th after serving the penalty. Coming through in the last couple of corners. Boggart, sorry, in 6th. Now coming through the final turn. And the Boggart gonna try and break that toe, but Big Kev gets it. Boggart, I don't know if Boggart lets him through there. I don't know if he lifted off, but there's a little bit of a gap opening now between them as we come through the first turn here now. So Big Kev gets that 6th position sealed. There's Boggart following him through now through the long first right-hander. So Big Kev still in 6th position then after overtaking Boggart down the main straight. There's Boggart in 7th, followed by Scotty Boy now back up into 8th. Dimpy is in 9th now, followed by Busby down to 10th. Fast JMS there in 11th. And Benji in 12th position. Back up to the front then. Scott leading the way in 1st. Obviously a 30-minute race. This is Group 4 all the way through the season. And they have no rules on tyres. You can use whatever tyres you want. There's no mandatory pit stops. Obviously on some tracks the soft tyres will wear more than the hard tyres, like the medium and the hards. So some guys do opt for the mediums, and hybrids are allowed, where you can have say mediums on the front, softs on the rear. You will see that as we go through the races. So Scott coming through the last corner. Let's see who's going to get the fastest lap time. Fastest lap times aren't appearing for some reason, so we'll have to carry on and see what happens there. But Scotty Boy has a 1:49.3. 10th behind is Surfer, half a second penalty. Then we have Garrett in 3rd. Shortsky there in 4th. We're all setting 1:49s at the minute. There's James in 5th. Big Kev 1:49.3 as well in 6th. And 7th, Boggart 1:50.4, so he's lost out there. 1:49.6 for Scotty Boy in 8th. Dimpy is there with a 1.5 second penalty. So he's had a couple of track limit penalties there. Had a couple of breaches of the track limit somewhere. Been a naughty boy at the minute. Track steward's not very happy with him. As you can see, he's got the mediums on the front, softs on the rear. Busby Boy likewise as well with the tyres. He's in 10th. Then we have JMS likewise, medium and softs in 11th, and the same with Benji in 12th. Back up to the front then. Scott still in the way. That gap looks like it's staying the same. Second, Surfer number 33 in a lovely Citroen. Then we have another Citroen, Shortsky in third, followed by Gary in the Genesis. He's got half a second penalty as well. James there in another Citroen, so top 5, 4 Citroens. Then we have Big Kev in another Citroen in 6th. Then another Citroen of Bugger in 7th. Then another Citroen and Scotty Boy in 8th. Then we have another Genesis in 9th. 3 guesses what the popular car for race 2 is. There's Dimpy in 10th. So he's served his 1.5 second penalty. Manages to hold on to 10th as we start lap 6. There's Flash JMS in 11th. He's going to try and size up Dimpy for an overtake. Does he get it done? He's side by side with him. Can he get the overtake done into these couple of corners here? Doesn't quite make it, but can he get him on this long right-hander? Doesn't really have the go in the Honda there. So Honda versus Honda. Let's come round now through the hairpin. And there's Benji in 12th, just behind these two battling. He's going to want these two guys to battle even more. Three-way battle for 9th position. There's Busby Boy just in front of these guys. I'll cut back up to the top then. So Scott leading the way still in 1st. Can't really tell whether that gap's opening up or staying the same or coming down. It looks like it's staying the same, maybe just opening gradually. To Surfer in 2nd, there's that. Shortsky there in 3rd. Gap opening to 2nd now. He's going to try and want to close that as much as he can. Because there's James in 4th now. So good overtake for him. Oh, Shortsky's getting it wrong off the final corner there. So that's going to cost him momentum down the straight. That's going to give James and Gary behind a chance to get that position for the last spot of the podium from Shortsky. So we'll see how this develops through the race. But number 391 racing for Macmillan Cancer Support and Samsung taking the last step in the podium so far. Let's see if anything happens to the top 2. He'll be right there to pounce. Same with James and Gary right behind him. There's Big Kev starting to close that gap to Gary as well, now in 6th position, followed by Bogger and Scotty Boy as well. Obviously they had the 1-2 in the first race, so they'll be looking to reclaim the top 2 spots. Then we have Fast JMS. So Fast JMS is past Dimpy then. Dimpy, I don't know where Dimpy's gone, but we've got 9th there. Busby Boy in 10th. Then Benji 11th. Dimpy had some sort of an issue there. I don't know whether he had an off somewhere, but he's not got a penalty, so might have had an off-track excursion. But he's lost a couple of seconds there. So I have to see how he does. What lap time does he do compared to these guys next to him? But looking on the inside in the hairpin. Little tiny touch there as they go through the hairpin there. But nothing untoward, just hard racing. So back up to the front then. Scott, that gap is definitely coming down now to Surfer in 2nd. Surfer's going to be one to be on it. Obviously he won last week at Suzuka at race 2. So we'll have to see if he can win this race as well. There's Shortsky in 3rd. Still James and Gary behind him with Big Kev there as well, waiting in the ranks. Bogger half a second penalty in 7th, but Scotty Boy's right behind him in 8th. Flash JMS in 9th. Coming round the long right-hander. He's got Busby Boy right behind him, followed by Dimpy Limpia and Benji. So this is going to be a battle, four-way battle to keep our eyes on. But you see the tyre wear Benji almost halfway worn already on the front left there compared to everyone else's medium tyres. So he's taking it out of the tyres. 154 for Dimpy on the last lap. So definitely had some sort of off at some point round the lap. There's Benji looking on the inside. Can he get the overtake done? He's got the inside for this corner, but for the next corner it's going to be Dimpy. Doesn't quite get the overtake mastered there. As we now come up the hill through the right kink. Down the back straight we go. Great racing from these guys so far. So we'll go back up to the front then. Keep our eyes on what's happening up front. Oh, Scott goes wide. Scott goes very wide. Let's hope that's no more issues for him at the minute, but that's going to cost him. He's lost first position. Surfer moves up into first then. And now we've got the fastest lap showing. 149.3 from Surfer, so Surfer's on it. Up into first he goes. Scott down to second now. He's going to come under fire from Shortsky in third. So Scott's going to have dirty tyres for the minute. Those soft tyres starting to wear now. Almost down to the triangle. So he's going to have to watch that as the race goes on. But Shortsky's there ready to pounce. Jim's in fourth, still defending from Gary and Kev behind him. And we got Boggart and Scotty now slowly closing that gap to these guys. So this battle's going to start getting interesting as we carry on through the race. There's JMS in ninth, just heading this little battle at the end, at the bottom of the grid. There's Dimpy in 10th, now defending from Busby Boy in 11th. There's Benji in 12th. So back up to the front then. Surfer getting into first position after Scott had the little off into the Kittilia from the final corner. Now he's going to want to try and open that gap as these battle guys start to defend and battle. You see Scott there coming through the last couple of corners now. Got to really trust the downforce on the car as you tip it into the fast corner and the last two corners. Does he run wide a little bit? Not too much though. Gets a little bit of the grass cut up. And there's Shortsky in third, but he's got half a second penalty. That might cost him a position to fourth. Let's see if we can open a little bit of a gap before he gets to the penalty zone. Scott taking a wide line into turn one there, gets him the turning he needs for the next corner. So James there now closing that gap to Shortsky. That's going to cost Shortsky when he serves his penalty. And there's Gary now coming under fire from Kev. I've got a sense that this battle is going to be an interesting one to watch as we're slowly approaching the 20-minute mark. The last 10 minutes is going to be interesting. How is this going to play out? Obviously you can see it's starting to get dark now. The lights are coming on, the high beams. Some people opting for the yellow tint lights. As we're just watching Gary come up the hill now through the right kink. Long time racer in the MRC. As with James and Big Kev right behind him. These guys know each other's lines, they know each other's moves. James will let him exactly know where he's going to strike, where he's going to size him up, so he can defend each move. As they now come through the final two turns. A little bit wide for James there, off the final corner. A little bit of grass kicked up there, but he's fine as we go down the main straight. But it is getting rather close now between these guys. We'll just check out the other pack out as these guys come through the first turns in the lap. There's JMS kind of on his own now, that gap opening up. Dimpy's got half a second penalty in 10th. Busby Boy's down in 11th. Then a little bit more of a gap to Benji in 12th. Really suffering from tyre wear now. He might even have to pit at this rate. We'll see if he can stretch those tyres for the last 10 minutes. There's Surfer. Comfortable lead now to second position. There's Scott in second. Tyre wear starting to hamper him now on the front left. As we come through the back straight. Down to the chicane, the hairpin. The Circuit de Barcelona sponsor there. That is a iconic site around this track. Many GT3 and the GT4 and F1 races around this track, as well as bike races as well. But today we've got the GT4s of the GTTCC running. So start lap 12 then. Scott still in second as we've got a bit of two argy-bargy going off behind. There's James in fourth, followed by Gary, Bogger, Scotty Boy and Big Kev. Let's just see if we can go back, see how Big Kev lost that position. So we've got this gaggle of cars then coming through the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Or to go down the hill, sorry. Big Kev on the outside line there. There's Scotty Boy and Bogger. Oh, Big Kev just gets in. Looks like he got into the back of him. I don't know if it was just avoiding the back end of him or not, or whether he just pinged off there. You can see Big Kev still trying to get past. Obviously wants that position back. I told you this battle would hot up. And then we go through the hairpin, opts to take the wider line. See if he can get the turn in and get in right behind him, which he does. Scotty Boy just there in front of him. So now coming through the last couple of turns. So that's how Big Kev lost a couple of positions then to Scotty Boy and Bogart. Runs a little bit wide off the final turn. So we're back to where we were, to and throwing down the main straight. Can Big Kev get any position down here? You got the defence of Scotty Boy. As long as he doesn't move under braking, the blocking is fine if you do it in plenty of time, so it doesn't cause an incident. But Big Kev probably starting to get frustrated now, trying to get back past him. Hard defence from Scotty Boy. So into the next turn now, you've got contact, a little bit of contact. Oh, Gary's off the track there. Let's see what happened there. So we're going to go on board with him now. So, yep, Bogger sends it in and then he just gets on the grass. Not really sure why he exit stage left there. Did he just pull the steering hard to the left? Yeah, that was weird there. I'm not sure whether he did that purposely or whether it was a mistake from just the car reacting to be touched off the grass. But yeah, that was weird. So that's Gary gone then, down the wings. Let's see if he decides to continue or not. Nope, there he goes. So that's why he pulled off to the left. He decided to quit out the race. Decided he had enough of this one. But we continue. So Bogger there in 5th, followed by Scotty Boy. Big Kev there in 7th. James now starting to break away in 4th, opening that gap. He's going to try and want to catch Shortsky in third. Scott there in second still. And Surfer leading the way in the Citroen. Just come through the hairpin, up into the S's. You see the tyre wear between his two. Scott's got more tyre wear there on the front left. There's Shortsky in third. Doing a grand job at the minute. James coming through in fourth. Doing a good job as well. Bogger there in fifth. Now Big Kev is between Scotty Boy and Bogger. Let's see if we can get another rotate done and get back past Bogger for fifth position. All the cars now has opened up as well now. Let's see Dimpy there in eighth as well. I will check the guys at the back at the minute. Just going to continue keeping an eye on these guys. I think Benji has pitted as well. He's fallen off the back of the other guys. Bogger trying anything he can to get back past Big Kev after Kev sends it on the inside and gets a good overtake. So coming now to the right hairpin. So far good racing from these guys. Now as we head to the 25-minute mark, desperation is going to set in for these guys who want more positions. Let's see if these guys can keep it clean. So we'll just come back through the field from the last couple of guys. So there's Dimpy in 8th position. A little bit off track there. Catches the gravel there on the exit. He's got opposite penalty as well to serve. There's JMS in 9th. Busby Boy into 10th. And yeah, Benji opted for a fresh set of softs all around. So he did pit and he's in 11th position. And Surfer up into first. Still trying to open that lead up to second. And Scott is there now suffering from the tyre wear with the softs as we get closer to that. Oh, he's got another issue. He's not changing gear. He should be up into fifth here. He's still in fourth. Is he changing down? He's braking. Didn't change down. It kept him fourth. Is the issue fixed? We'll have to see. But he's staying in fourth. He's not changing out again. That's going to surely slow him down here. Yep, he can't change out of fourth. He's stuck in fourth. The issue rears its ugly head again. Electronics issue for Scott there. So Scott then losing the position now to Shortsky. He's going to lose more positions as he trundles round in fourth gear. Now James has got up into third as well. Another disaster for Scott there. Looking great in second. And yet the issue rears its head again. Very, very disappointing for Scott and his team there. Obviously running for Gulf Racing and Cancer Research. Going to be points that he could have got lost. So we'll see if he can fix the problem, and before he loses even more positions, he's got a little bit of a gap until 8th position catches him up. So we'll see what happens with this one. But back up to the front end, so Surfer leading the way in first. Then we've got Shortsky now up into second. James gets onto the final position, podium spot as we're deep into the last 5 minutes. So can James hold third position? There's Big Kev now up into fourth with Boggart and Scotty Boy right behind each other behind him. Scott pits from 7th position, then JMS in 8th. Defending from Dimpy, who's got half a second penalty again. The track limits not liking Dimpy on this race. There's Busby Boy in 10th and Benji in 11th. So Scott is going to lose all these positions. Unfortunate for him. There's Surfer. Lovely gap to second now, but you can see second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth all close together now. Let's see if anything happens between these guys in the latter stage of the race. All Citroens. Citroen 126. Oh, bit wide from there, Kev. That's going to be a penalty for him if he kept in the gas. Yep, he did. Half a second penalty for him then. That's surely going to cost him on the next lap. Unless he can open a gap to the guys behind. Obviously the penalty zone is in the middle of the straight, so we'll have to see. You can keep position if you get ahead further enough. But Bogger there behind has got a second penalty, so Kev might keep that position then if he can keep the time and the gap between him and Scotty Boy. But Bogger's definitely going to lose that position to Scotty. There's Big Kev right behind James now. So is James going to lose this position? You see he's got a little bit more tyre wear than Big Kev in fourth. We'll keep our eyes on this battle here, but Scott is still in the pits then, so the car is broken. I believe it was a wheel and pedal issue. Obviously through the wheel you have the gears, so something to do with either the electronics or the transmission going out, but it's an unfortunate occurrence for him. So look at this battle here then. Kev still in fourth. Half a second penalty about to serve. Bogger there with a second penalty as well. So where does Scotty Boy end up? Big Kev still going to hold on to the fourth position maybe. There's Scotty Boy looking on the inside. Doesn't quite get there. He's on his rear quarter panel, but Big Kev's going to have the inside for the next corner. If Scotty Boy's got the grip, he can do it round the outside. He tries, but doesn't get it. We are going to go on to another lap, so this last lap for these guys is going to be crucial. Oh, on the inside. A little bit of a door bang there. Not really an overtaking place there, but fair play. But Kev's not going to be happy with that. Losing 2 positions there after that overtake through the final corner of Scotty Boy. Let's see how these guys manage to get through the final lap then. But back up to the front. Surfer in first, Shortsky there in second. We're actually going to cut down to Dumpy. Is Dimpy going to finish? So Dimpy's finished in 7th, followed by Fast JMS at 8th. What happened there? Hold on, let me just go back here, because Dimpy's in first there. Oh, so Fast JMS gets the overtake, but he's got a penalty. That's why they're finishing opposite positions. So it was going to be JMS finishing 7th, but he got the penalty. So Dimpy takes 7th, Fast JMS 8th. Busby's going to finish in 9th. Scott's going to come home to finish in 10th, because Benji had to pit again 4 tyres, and he going to finish in 11th then. So Scott, I think he got the issue sorted. But back to the front, Surfer still leading. But we're going to cut down to this gap, this battle down here, because we've got Shortsky now coming under pressure from James. Bogger's there in 4th. And we're going to have to cut back to this little battle here, because there was major contact, I think, between these guys. So through the first turn, we got Big Kev and Scotty Boy. Bogger goes through into 4th. See what happened here. Scotty Boy did slow down for some reason here. Off this turn. A little bit of push between Bogger and Scotty. Oh, there it is. Oh, two takeouts there. Let's just see if we can break down what happened here. So Bugger's on the outside. You've got Scotty Boy on the inside. A little bit of a, I don't know what happened there. I think he got on the curb. He waits for Big Kev though. So good sportsmanship there. You need to let him overtake. Text the inside. A little bit of contact between these two. Buggers defending the inside. Really should have let. Yeah, there we go. So Big Kev goes through. Takes that position. Scotty Boy lets him through after the incident. So that neuters that battle then, because there's Bugger in fourth, Big Kev in fifth, and Scotty in sixth. But we're going to cut to the front then, because Server's come in last through the last two turns to come and finish the race and take another victory on a reverse grid race. Well done to Surfer. Great result for him. So he takes the win. Well done, Surfer. And finish up second and third. It's going to be Sharksky holding on to second. There's James in third. Bugger's going to come on and finish in fourth. Then we have Big Kev is going to come on and finish in fifth position, with Scotty Boy finishing in sixth. Wow, what a race from these guys. Well done to all. And well done for sticking with it. But we'll say, mostly clean racing. Couple of incidents here and there, but great sportsmanship from a couple of the guys waiting up for guys. Shame that Gary didn't make it to the end of the race, but you know, when you have an incident and sometimes you just want to leave the race, you know. But until next time, guys, that's been the commentary of the GTTCC round 5. If you like the video, please like, comment, share, all that good stuff. But until next time, see you there.